So, I guess I'm not sure if I'm rounding up the end of my experiment with YouTube here, but I think it has been a pretty interesting couple of months. And I certainly may be shooting more videos, but I think just as I guess a quick summation of some of the experiences I've had here, I think there is really a great potential here for people who are using this in coordination with active scholarship in the classroom and with friends, and if they're engaging book culture with this. But I also see already, and I see it in myself, I see it in other people, a kind of there's a kind of engrossment and a misunderstanding. I mean, I think in the terms of general semantics, there's over and under defined terms just all around us. And it's easy to misunderstand people. It's easy to jump to assumptions. I think it's largely because it's anonymous audience. You don't know exactly who you're speaking to. Now, you could imagine that you know who's responding to you because you can see someone's comments and then you can go to their page, but even there you don't know if the person's page is accurately representing who they are. So there is this kind of difficulty of pseudo-identity and anonymity cloaking within what I think is a lot of genuine, authentic people concerned about learning things and sharing knowledge and coming to ideas about things. Um, I am concerned over, the most recent video I shot. Even it was a provoked video for me. It really was a provoked video. Um, Someone was persisting to put me on a hot seat on his comments, and I privately, behind off the comments, went, "Well, I'm done having these arguments. This is ridiculous and it's time consuming." And the person then persisted. Well, then I felt obligated to shoot a video, and then the person acts hurt. And then I don't know if I've really abused my power, and now I feel bad. I'm sitting here and I'm feeling bad that I've hurt someone's feelings. And then I think this is so ridiculous. This is supposed to be an equal voice, and if you come out here to the playground, we're all of equal value. I mean, I get to be mocked as being Professor Anton because no one's a professor here on YouTube. You're just whoever you are, and you have to meet and greet everyone. And I'm happy to be Corey. Corey's fine. I'm happy to greet other people as equals. But if I'm going to greet other people as equals, well then I have to be able to feel free from wearing kid gloves when I'm interacting with someone. Now, I want to be sensitive. I do want to be sensitive to people who may be younger, may be less fortunate in how they have been trained. I want to recognize that there are certainly people who are much more knowledgeable than I am, and I'm happy to be schooled and educated. I want to get that very clear as well. But I think that said, I'm a little nervous over how much it's the more that you engage with people, the more difficult it becomes to not acknowledge or recognize the power disparities, the knowledge disparities. And some of it becomes more apparent when it is really live-time interaction. I think then you can really see the discrepancies in a way that you can't perhaps in a video, especially if the video has been well edited and is scripted and sort of put together. I think that the YouTube experience itself for me has been fun. It has been interesting. It's not like book culture. I mean, I do think I usually get up in the morning and I write, and I have been getting up in the morning now and either watching YouTube videos or shooting videos. And I think part of the reason some of the heavier hitting scholars, the reason they're not on YouTube, I think it's very interesting. I think many of the heavy hitting scholars, they only want to be interviewed because it looks embarrassing to just shoot your own video. So like right now, I'm slumming it. I'm embarrassing myself by just posting up a video, I guess shamelessly promoting my own work, or I'm trying to get my name out there, or I'm making myself vulnerable. And then that's sort of funny, are there scholars who think that it would be beneath them to have to shoot a YouTube video unless it would be an interview? I think that's interesting. Is it really beneath them? Well, that's a pretty, presumptuous or arrogant thought. I don't know what's more shameful, shooting a video or thinking it's beneath you. Um, but I think there is a vulnerability that does come in once you get involved. And so my guess is that even the people who are heavy hitters, if they're going to slum it and shoot a video, they're most likely to probably shoot a video and then get detached from it. Because if they do shoot a video and then they're going to become a YouTuber, and by that I mean someone who's engaging in the comments and trying to respond to stuff, there these power differentials and the differences between subject position may become, I think, painful for some parties, and I don't want to do that. Geez, I love people. I love teaching, and I think that this person who I got in a dispute with, I think he or she, whoever this person is, probably a fine person. Um, but I do think it's very difficult to have someone, give critical comments that are out of context with lots of assumption, and then your limit, each person who's in the dialogue is limited to a quick couple of comments back and forth. It's so out of context. Edward Hall's work, if people know his work, the difference between high context and low context, so much of this stuff is so context sensitive and context bound that it is very difficult to deal with argument. And I think the Holon's network, the strategy of trying to do dialogue and some of the possible uses maybe of Stickum, those are certainly better avenues for a robust dialogic orientation. I mean, there's something funny about YouTube as well. I think I hate to say it, but I think it's partly true that it's a convenience. It's a cult of pandering to oneself. Think of, in ancient times, great thinkers would spend an inordinate amount of time carefully composing a written text that would then be immortalized and made, sort of permanent. Whereas today, people spontaneously off the fly, without really any preparation, put together a YouTube, and it's the spoken word, but it's permanent now. There's something sort of odd about thinking or taking the presumption that what one has to say in a spontaneous way is deserving of being immortalized in a way that a carefully constructed book is. The narcissism itself it's at many levels. It's many levels throughout the whole of YouTube, and I think you can sort of see it there. Um, I am gonna, as I said, to some people, I have been working on a paper on some of the differences between different media, and I'm looking at things like, is it synchronous or asynchronous? Is it one to many, many to many, many to one? Do they allow for multifunctionality? And what is the degree of commercialization that's going on within each medium? So at any rate, it has been a fun experiment. I think I said in the interview, no, I have not been taken over by an alien. I have admittedly done some pretty crazy videos, and I'm not sure how many of those I'm gonna leave up there. If I do, if you want any of those and you're sure you want them, please try to get them in the next month or so. I don't know how long I'm going to leave all of them up there, but some of them I'm certainly going to leave, but I'm not sure of all of them. I'm going to try to look at the statistics and all that, and then make decisions on how many I'm going to keep and what all that's going to look like. And may still shoot videos. I don't know. We're going to have to see. I have so many other projects, and this has been a worthwhile ethnographic, in-depth participant observation experience, and I have met some brilliant people. I'm very thankful to some of the folks who have pulled me in and been friends with and watched some of their videos, and I am very optimistic of the youth here. At least, as with all generations, there are some who I think really show potential, and others who, there's always going to be a pandering to lowest common denominator sort of channels out there, and I guess that's part of the deal. Okay, that said, please, if you've liked any of the videos on the channel that you've seen, subscribe to the channel and try to get others to watch the video, and maybe someday you'll see me again. Okay, thanks.